And good evening. Welcome to Ruston, Louisiana, home of the Bearcats, the 2023 state champions in Class 5A. And Pineville Rebels have made the trip up 167, the winding back road of, at least it's a 4-lane all the way this time. And glad to be here tonight. This is Nathan Martin, joined with Kevin Roberts, and been my color guy the last couple of weeks, and enjoyed having you in here, Kevin. How was the trip up from Pineville?
Oh, we had a good one. And it feels great outside, a little cool and maybe a little misty, but isn't going to hamper a good football game tonight.
Not at all. There was some mist in the air, and it's homecoming tonight for Ruston. I'm sure they would rather it not be misty for their homecoming activities, as their team is about to make their way out. The Bearcats, the defending state champs, who are on a 2-game losing streak. But they feel pretty confident tonight. I was taking a look at an article from the Ruston Leader they put out. Let me just tell you some of the things they said about Pineville. They called Pineville the District 2 5A punching bag. They said that Pineville has rebelled against winning in District 2 5A. How about that? They rebelled against winning. And they talk about how Ruston has not lost to Pineville in this decade. Pineville has been outscored 418 to 77 over the last 10 years, and Pineville has not won a district game since 2014. So talk about rubbing some salt in the wounds.
I was going to say, maybe Coach Bell's using some of that as motivation tonight.
I would love to see that happen tonight. The Rebels coming into this contest with, really, if you think about it, nothing to lose. Everybody expects the Rebels to lose, and so when you can play with abandon, just come out and have a great time, and you might scare some folks. Now, of course, Ruston's coming off of a 2-game losing skid. They lost last week in a game against Ash that you and I watched right up to the very end on 446
back
Sports.
and forth.
It was. It seemed like whoever had the ball last was going to win. Ruston did have the ball last, but Ash forced a turnover on 4th down. And so they lost that contest last week. Then the week before that, they lost to Neville 26-21. To Ash, it was 40-36.
2 close games.
So their last 3 games.
2 really good teams.
Absolutely. Their last 3 games have been decided by a total of 10 points.
I just discovered maybe one of the reasons they win is they all kneel together before and pray.
Well, look
so
at that.
Did you see that?
I was looking at my notes and didn't
the whole
see that.
team knelt together and prayed. That was a nice sight.
Very nice to see, and they are used to winning. They know what winning looks like. Coach Ball has brought them to a state champion last year, Coach Jared Ball, and he knows that championship programs have to finish close games, and they've not done that the last 2 weeks in a row. So they've made some adjustments, and I'm going to hand my sheets over to you for some backup. That was my fodder for you. I'm going to get rid of that fodder.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it anymore.
I'll make some notes and we can tear them up later.
That's what I like to hear. So the captains for tonight is the prayer is actually taking place. I want to be careful, and we don't have a crowd mic though, and that's part of our dilemma tonight. The way the press box is set up,
But you can see everybody bow.
Right, but we could see that. So our captains tonight, Matt Edwards, number 3, who was our security sporting goods player of the game, number 71, Kelby Clayton, who was our lineman of the game this past week, being joined by Tyrene Richardson, another senior, number 62, and then I can't see, I think that's 60. Is that 63? Anderson's going to try to zoom in. Okay, Anderson going up to the Pineville team. My son Anderson is running the camera for us tonight. There you go. And Landon is out this evening.
We don't have a 63, so that's maybe a 53. Is that Braden Williams?
Well, but typically he's going to be having his seniors out there. So Anderson says it is 53, Braden Williams. So we'll trust his young eyes over ours. So we are going to sit here with our hands over our heart. I wish I could bring you. I tell you what, Anderson, go open the door right there, and take those headphones off and go open the door, and we'll see if we can bring a little bit of the sound to you.
Sounds good.
Nicely done by
play ball.
Somebody. That's right. That's what you're expecting after that. But a very nice rendition of the national
no cannon tonight.
Other than the one that we'll be doing here ourselves, bringing the boom, baby boom. Hopefully Randy James back home will be texting me comments. I asked him before the game, I said, give me any tips you got. He's home with the flu. He likes to travel and come, but he's home with the flu. I said, well, I hate to hear that. I said, text me any tips. He said, make sure to remember to unmute. So thanks a lot, comedian.
that one stretch that we
That's right. And it was, yeah. So, one of the things that we talk about from time to time, some keys that have to happen for Pineville, and Coach Bell mentioned it in the coach's show on Wednesday night, is third quarter. Third quarter has been a difficulty for the Rebels this year. And when you look at the scoring averages, quarter by quarter, Pineville does well in the first quarter and the fourth quarter, but the third quarter has been the bane of our existence this year. So
coming out of halftime.
Out of halftime, when adjustments are typically made, we need to make sure we have some good production in the third quarter.
Now that you say that, it really does ring a bell. We've had some close half times.
Right. We really have been in the game at half.
Yeah. But then after that, kind of gets away from us.
So looking on the other side, that one of the big play makers for Ruston, number 4, Jordan Hayes, he's pushing on 700 yards for the season. By the way, we have one of the top 20 rushers in the state with Aiden Tate.
He broke 1,000 last.
He sure
was
did.
It last week?
Last week he broke 1,000, and he was named the ACA Player of the Week. I'd hoped to get that video for you, but wasn't able to get that. But you can go to KLB and see that. As you see, the referee telling us. Yeah,
receiving the ball, and Pineville defers to the
second half. So we will have the kickoff here. I'm going to give a real quick commercial break, and we'll come back with the kickoff right after this.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Welcome back to Ruston, Louisiana, on the right just south of Interstate 20, where the traffic is pretty horrible tonight with homecoming here. And how far away did you have to park?
Wow, it felt like a mile, but probably wasn't. But the cars were everywhere. So
Ruston will be receiving here in the first half to kick off to begin this contest. Pineville will be kicking from the 40-yard line. Ruston in the red uniforms with the gray jerseys, and Pineville with their road white zone. Hopefully these jerseys are a little easier for you and me, our old eyes, to see. All right, so getting ready to get the kickoff, Jocko Lee, who doesn't take a deep drop and typically only puts it in around the 30-yard line. So we'll see what he does with this kickoff. And here we go. It's just what we said. It's going to be angling towards the out of bounds, and it's going to be a touchback. Can you believe the first touchback of the season for the Rebels? And that's a great way to start the contest.
I thought he was going to get it there within the 5 and try to run, but he didn't.
Yeah, well, I think he thought it was going to go out of bounds, and it took the favorable roll right into the end zone.
That was a great kick, though.
Give Jocko Lee credit for that. I talked to Coach the other night at the coaches show, talked about how we could have put our punter as the player of the game, because he did a heck of a game punting Brennan Davis this last week. So Rebels will be on defense to start the contest against the defending state champ. Here come the Bearcats, back to pass for the first play, looking downfield, has to check off, and there he's going to be throwing it into a good coverage where it was defended well by the Pineville Rebels. And is it 11 that came up with that block? Yeah, T.J. Edwards knocked the ball down, so an incomplete pass to start the contest.
I forget I can have this little screen. I can maybe see better, huh?
Sometimes we can see better on that little screen. You're absolutely right.
All right, second down and 10 from
Pineville defense
Ruston 20.
Back in the shotgun,
Pineville
quick
20.
pass handoff. It's going to be a straight-ahead drive. He's going to pick up about 5, and then Jacob Miranda is going to hit him hard at the 25. He'll power forward to around the 30, and it probably will be enough for a Bearcat first down. Jacob Miranda came up from the defensive spot and hit him hard after a 5-yard gain, but then reinforcements arrived, and a 10-yard gain was there for the running back. I believe that was number 4, Jordan Hayes. He's 5'10". They have him listed 175 pounds, and he looked like an impressive runner right there. First and 10 from the 30, still early in this contest of the first quarter. From the shotgun, they're going to hand off to Hayes again. He's being pursued from behind. He outpaces his pursuer, stiff arm. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds into Rebel territory at around the 38-yard line at the 39. Big run for Hayes and a very nice stiff arm there from the 30. So 10, 20, 31-yard run.
Wow.
Have to do that.
Yeah, that was a
run.
Pretty stiff arm, wasn't it?
It was absolutely textbook. Absolutely textbook.
Looked Heisman-esque.
All right, first and 10 from the 39. I'm sorry we don't have a crowd mic for you tonight to give you that ambience feel, but Ruston looks near side for a check play. Defense maintains their play. It's going to be a quick out to the right flat and be brought down out of bounds at the 30. It'll be about a 9-yard pickup. Miranda there along with Dearborn on the stop.
I didn't catch that number, the wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was 11 or 9. I was looking away. Anderson says he thinks it was 9, so we'll give that to Nolan Parnell.
Maybe so. Running back.
Yeah. All right, 2nd and 1, under center now, quarterback. Big, tall, lanky fella. Turns around, hands off to the straight-ahead run, number 4. Once again, Hayes with it, and he just keeps on churning forward and picks up about 9 yards. Give him an 8-yard pickup down to the 22-yard line. First down for the Bearcats. This drive started at the 20. With the full 12 minutes to go, we're now at 10:27 and counting as the Bearcats look sideline. No huddle offense is what they run, similar to Pineville, but not quite as fast as Pineville runs the offense. Taking a little bit more time to get the play clock down to 12 seconds now. From the shotgun, calling for the ball. He's going to step back to pass. Finds the man in the flat again. Same play as before, and he is going to be knocked short of the end zone at the 5-yard line. Coming up for that tackle, Bryant Dearborn, number 16.
It'll be first and goal.
First and goal for the Bearcats. And, that pass has worked for them at least twice on this drive. It's out to the right flat. It's not really a wide receiver screen, but you just find the man there as, defense is playing back off.
Just kind of sneaking out of the backfield.
Exactly. So with first and goal, 4 opportunities here from the 5-yard line. Wide receiver out to the left. Got Parker way up topside in the backfield with the quarterback. Josh Brantley is the quarterback. It's going to be a straight-ahead handoff. Touchdown for Hayes.
I hope we don't hear that all night.
Certainly hope we do not, as that was just a textbook drive. Started at the 20, so an 80-yard drive, and about 6-7 plays, and it
7,
took
yeah,
2.5 minutes off the clock. 9:32.
Setting up for the kick.
The holder is number 11, puts the ball down, and the kick looks good. It's a 7-0 score for the Bearcats, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
Welcome back to Ruston, Louisiana. There is a name for this stadium, the home of the Bearcats, but I can't remember what the gentleman's name is it was named after, and it's probably right here on the front of the press box, and we can't see it from here. But a very nice stadium here that's got a nice contingent of fans. It's a little bit further drive than the game last week against West Monroe. That's probably about a 90-minute drive. This is about an hour and 50 minutes to get up here as you make your way up through the smaller towns. But Ruston scores first. Pineville now set to have their first offensive production. And they switch kickers, it looks like. It's going to be a short kick taken at the 26-yard line by an up man. He'll get up to the 30 and up to the 31. And that return by Hakeem Mix, sure-handed receiver and running back, gives him a 6-yard return. Rebels will start at the 30-yard line. At the 31 is where they mark it.
9:26.
So we anticipate having Aiden Tate in as at quarterback, and that's what we see to start out this first offensive production. Hakeem Mix will be the running back, a sole receiver spread out wide to the right. You got the perennial blocker, Zach Tranchina, there at the tight end, another tight end on the left side. It's going to be handoff to Mix on the right-hand side around the right guard. He's going to be hit in the backfield and does not get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say he did, so it'll be a run for no gain. And he was tackled by a host of Bearcats.
Well, I hope we find a way to get him on the outside tonight.
Mm-hmm. All right, Aiden Tate rolls to his right. He's got a receiver
Good
about 9
pass.
yards down. Should be enough for a Pineville first down.
They're moving the chains, Nathan.
That's what you like to see when Aiden brings that first down, getting him outside and letting him roll with the ball, and that's enough for a Pineville Rebel first down. Running the ball again, straight up on the right-hand side. He's going to pick up about 2. So a 2-yard gain, short gain for Mix. Moving Aiden may be the new thing that we see. We haven't seen a lot of that in the past, but nice to see that play there on 2nd and 10. Now it's 2nd and 8. Hand off to Hakeem. Boy, he's got a big run right up the middle.
Hole. And he's still moving.
Look at that scrum. They're going to give him about a 7-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 1.
A good hard run.
We'll be bringing you some scores across the bottom of the screen. The Sadler Towing update. Take a look at those. Aiden Tate now rolls to his right, get caught in the backfield, and now he escapes one tackle. He's got enough for the first down, leaning forward to the 45-yard line, and that's another first down for the Rebels. And that was all Aiden Tate.
He was not going to be denied.
No, sir. He got hit in the backfield, got hit at the line of scrimmage, and still picked up enough for a first down plus some. Hand off to Mix on the right-hand side. He'll get a yard maybe. They're going to drive him back about 4 yards deep, but they'll give him a yard on the carry to the 45-yard line from the 46. Ruston making quick substitutions. You got Phillips is the lone wideout for the – no, I see one more way up at the top. I missed that one. Maybe they'll miss him too. Aiden Tate back to pass, looking for – he's looking for Phillips at the line.
Did he? Oh, I thought he was – showing us he caught it.
He had one last week just like that where he drug both feet, and it was an NFL production catch, but that one not quite enough.
Remind me we'll talk later, but there's been 2 passes in the NFL this week that were very similar. One was called back, touchdown called back, and one was given, and I'm going to ask you about it later.
All right, so a run out of the backfield on 3rd and 10 is going to net about 3.5 yards. So it will be 4th and 6.5, and the Rebels are in 4-down territory at this position. Going for it with 7 minutes to go. They look far side for the play. A defensive offside would not give a first down. Now he moves Hakeem over to the right-hand side, has Hakeem in motion. He's rolling. He gets it to Hakeem. He's got the reception and the first down.
And a little more.
Man, look at the Rebels rolling with this drive. That's what you like to see, Kevin, is that production.
They kind of gave them a taste of their own medicine, that sneak out the backfield.
Absolutely. All right, so he's got Mix on the left, handoff to Mix, and Mix is going to cut into the line. He's going to pick up 1 or 2. He'll pick up 1 up to the 30-yard line. And I asked him at one of our coaches' shows, I said, man, you make these little bitty holes open up. He said, those holes are bigger than you think. He said, I've got a great offensive line. And that's the kind of thing that you love to hear from.
They switched him out.
All right, Mix is out. It's going to be a handoff to number 20, Jaden Clark, in for the first time, and he'll pick up another 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Jaden Clark, a junior wide receiver, in at running back on that play. Justin Rachel checks out. That in now you've got Matt Edwards and Kerryon Phillips. Oh, Kelmarian, excuse me. Edwards and Phillips are now at the bottom of the screen. You staying with Jaden Clark, maybe giving Hakeem just a little bit of a breather. 2 receivers at the bottom. Aiden in the shotgun calls for the ball, looking downfield. He's looking at Kamarian. And falling down, Matt Edwards just slipped, perhaps on that slippery turf field out there. So it will be 4th and 7. Rebels will go for it again on 4th down as they did last time. Last time they got the ball.
About the 28th?
Yes, sir. Matt Edwards up at the top, Justin Rachel at the bottom in the slot. Phillips, who goes in motion now to the right. They're not stacking him up as wide receivers, but you got 2 wide receivers on the right side, the short side of the field, and Rebels will call a timeout.
Timeout.
Want to make sure they get it right. We'll take that timeout as well and be right back after this word from our sponsor.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Thirteenth play of the drive, courtesy of Kevin Roberts, keeping track. Moving to his left, Aiden Tate has and in and out of the hands of Hakeem Mix.
Man. Well,
we'll take a 13-play drive, though, against the defending state champs.
Yeah.
It will be a turnover on downs at the 28-yard line. So no points scored, but a good chunk of time off. Down to 5:23 is where the time clock will start for the Bearcats when they take over on offense. And a 13-play drive gives your defense a breather and shows that you can move the ball against this formidable Bearcat team.
Yeah, hats off to the offense. They did a great job.
All right, defense now has to step up and try to get a stop to return the favor to the offense. 1st and 10 from the 28 for the Bearcats. Kevin Roberts, Nathan Martin, Anderson Martin, handoff straight ahead, and he does cut through a big hole. Will be brought down after a first down gain by Brennan Davis. He gets 11.5 yards. That gives the Bearcats a front down. Brennan Davis got him down, but only after that big gain. 1st and 10 from the 40, 5:06 to go here in the first quarter. Defensive adjustment. 4 down linemen for the defense. Handoff straight ahead, and he's going to juke and jive and pick up about 3 yards. But that linebacker core will combine with the linemen.
Looks like somebody.
Yeah, Tyree Richardson's checking out. They're going to bring in a replacement for him. Is it 85 that comes in or 65? So Cohen Maynard checks in on the defensive side of the ball. 2nd and 6 coming up. Back to pass. Looking downfield. Now it's going to be a little dump pass, and they do that every single time.
Nobody's here.
And what a great solo tackle by T.J. Edwards. That was a touchdown-saving tackle.
You know, when they first threw it to him, there wasn't another man within 10 or 15 yards of him, huh?
6 coming up. Absolutely. He was wide open as I'm trying to bring this instant replay in for you. And apparently I don't have enough time to get that out there. So it's 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Handoff again, a new running back who hurdles over the defensive line and picks up the first down, I believe. And the referee says, move the chains. Is that you work the chains at Pineville? Is that who you're watching?
Yeah, that I forget what they call the judge, but side judge.
Handoff again 16. He likes to hurdle. Helmet off. I see somebody for Pineville is going to have to come off 50. 60. Check that. Dalen Tatum, who has been a lineman of the game for us, will have to come off with that helmet popping off. A 9-yard gain for the Bearcats.
Is that same running back?
That was number 16. Yeah, and I wasn't even
15? No, 16.
Colin Clark, they have him listed as a tight end, but
well, he's got a little juice.
He was moving the ball well, and it looks like he might try out for the hurdles.
2nd and 1.
From the shotgun, everybody bunched in. One receiver, number 11, down at the bottom of the screen. 26, the running back.
Look like they might be coming.
Back to pass. He's got time. He's got a man in the end zone. Up for it, and touchdown Bearcats. I tell you what, that's a replay.
I was going to say, I think that's what they call you got mossed.
Looking downfield, now it's going to be a little dump pass,
man,
and they do that every
pointed.
single.
What number was that?
I think that was 11, but I looked away. I'm not sure.
There is a wide receiver, Peyton Martin, number 11, if it was.
On that left-hand side, he went into the end zone. It was kind of a corner route, and the PAT. Well, they're taking I don't know if it's a timeout. They haven't taken the PAT. They're just taking a long time to get this play off.
Ruston's on the field lining up, and Pineville's not even out there.
Okay, I see what's happening is Coach Bell is talking to the referee and maybe disputing. Anderson will let you know right there. We can't hear it, but Coach Bell letting the referee know something he didn't think was appropriate. And these kind of conversations will take place from time to time as Bell is quick to advocate and ring the bell for his players. And don't know if he got satisfaction, but he got his word in there with the referee. So the PAT will be attempted here momentarily. I don't know why my scoreboard's not updating. We're going to fix that here in this next break. PAT on its way shortly. That number 11 receiver is the sure-handed place kicker, or the holder, and then 43 knocks it through. So it is good. 14-0. We'll fix the scoreboard and be back right after this.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
$14-0. The scoreboard is accurate here in the first quarter as the Bearcats have scored on each of their opening possession.
2:42 left in the first quarter.
So Randy James says, here comes the boom. I get the text a little late, but he says, unleash the beast. Rebels down. Number 5, Ty Sanders, has the ball. We call him the headhunter. He's got an opening on the right-hand side, and he's going to pick up about 15 yards on the return, out of bounds around the
34, 35.
Yeah, they're marking it at the 35, so very nice return for Ty Sanders. Trojans are up 7-0 over Ouachita in a game that would be important for the Ash to continue their winning streak. I believe West Monroe is playing Neville tonight, if I'm not mistaken. All right, 1st and 10 for the Rebels, whose last drive was a 13-play drive that included at least one 4th down completion and conversion. Aiden Tate now is going to run the ball, and he is going to be stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Maybe no gain, they say, but that was a designed run for Tate all the way. And Coach Bell talked about sometimes wanting to get Justin Rachel in at quarterback so that Tate could play as a regular running back, but sometimes he will be running it Wildcat. Hakeem Mix now runs there on the left-hand side, and he's going to pick up a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, I tell you, so many of our runs are up the middle, and I just wish in my heart we'd kick out to the sides.
There's a lot of beef up the middle. When you look at number 90, they list him at 220 pounds. I don't think that's right. He's bigger than that. All right, so 3rd and 8 coming up. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. It's gone by fairly quickly. Back to pass. Now the rush is on. He's got the pass downfield, and it's going to be knocked down, almost intercepted. Trying to get it to Kelmarian Phillips. The clock will stop on the incomplete at 1:31. Rebels fortunate not to have a turnover on that, and this should be a punting situation as Brennan Davis will come in and and punt the ball from around his own 25-yard line. Need a good Pineville roll on this one. He seems to have perfected those favorable rolls. He's not a deep punter, but he gets the nice. And now Pineville completely readjusts. They had no one back to block for Brennan, like they were faking the go for it, and now they bring the blockers back. Nice snap, nice low punt, and the return man says,
take a
step away.
Bounce. Yay.
Absolutely.
To about the 17.
I love the way Jacob Miranda was like waving the ball, maybe a little extra air on it to roll a little further, but you look at that, about 35
to the 50, and then 50 to the 17, 15.
So 47-yard, roughly.
Yeah.
My math is not that great. That's a pretty nice result right there, especially when you make them start inside their own 20. So
and we just keep getting the good bounces.
We'll have that every time. Ruston will take over at the 17-yard line. 1:19 to go in the first quarter, leading 14-0. They've scored on both of their possessions. Defense wants to come up with an answer, and they've really, Kevin, you and I have seen that short flat pass has been open to the Bearcats all night. Somehow we got to get an answer. Man in motion. Back to pass. He's going across the middle, and they've got a man wide open, tackled by T.J. Edwards, but it's going to be
45.
It's going to be a big 27-yard gain.
I got a score update. Ash 21, Ouachita 6. Did you say that already?
No, I did not. I was back on 7-0, so my numbers were way behind. Oh, I've got 28-6 now.
Wow.
So Ash is rolling.
Scoring fast.
They really are, just as fast as we can get an update. Don't know if that would have been a pick six or what. Same man in motion, 14, quarterback looking.
Uh-oh.
He's got number 6 wide open and nobody with him. He's going to have one tackler miss him. It takes 3 to bring him down, but big number 13, and Terry Davis picks up a huge gain on 1st and 10.
Man, he is a big receiver.
He is big. They list him at 5'10". I'm like, there's no way. He looks 6'3". All right, so 1st and 10 for the Bearcats inside the red zone of the Rebels. 2 big passes have been there. Running back now has the ball, and he's going to run inside the 5. He thought he had a touchdown, but the Rebels converged and stopped him just short of the first down. They can get a first down inside the 2.
You know what, Nathan? Was that wide receiver just a minute ago, was he number 6? Because I'm showing Ahmad Hudson, 6'7".
Okay, that's who that wasn't the number, but they do have another touchdown.
But yeah, look at that number. Is that number 6 running off?
Yeah, you're right. That had to have been him. That's got to be him.
Boy, he is a massive.
So 20-0. Anderson, good job on the camera work showing the big man there who had the big reception. Anderson, that man looks scary. All right, let's bring that camera up just a little bit. And Anderson filling in for Landon Anderson, who with his dad Robert. Here's the PAT. It's up and it's good. 21-0. Bearcats lead in the first quarter with 16 seconds to go. Back with the kickoff after this.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible. So if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all, including Medicare. At Wallace Eye Associates and Nation Cataract is the date. There's only one team. Your vision. Wallace
Welcome back to Ruston, where the Bearcats lead 21-0, and we appreciate the comments from folks giving us some tips on camera work. We'll work on that. We agree that man is a tall man, number 6. I got to tell you, he is a.
Check his ID.
It says 6'7". Now that we look at it again, check his ID. There you go, Kevin. All right, so 21-0 with 16 seconds to go in the first quarter. Bearcats set to kick off. defense, the special teams out there, I'm sure, are going to make sure they don't let anything fall onto the ground and not be covered. It's going to go over to the right-hand side, and it's going to bounce, be picked up at the 20-yard line. Kelmarian Phillips is going to get close to the 30, and I think he'll get to the 30, so a 10-yard return for Kelmarian, and the Rebels will take over 1st and 10 from the 30. So that last drive started, where did that last drive start? The 17-yard line for the Bearcats? 83-yard drive. 2 of those plays were big chunks, 30-plus yards. Rebels had a nice drive on their first possession, 13 plays, but it petered out close to the red zone. Second one was a 3-and-out, so we got to do better on this one. I believe we will. 2 receivers at the bottom. It's going to be a handoff to Mix on the right-hand side, and he's going to pick up a couple. And the scrum line, the rugby line, will push him back, but he did get 3.
3, yeah. And that's going to probably do it for the quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter. Your score, 21-0, but Rebels have the ball back with second quarter action right after this.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
welcome back to Ruston, Louisiana, home of the state champion Bearcats, who are now on the defense.
Ooh,
and they just jumped. Thank you for the flag.
Give us that 5.
5 yards added to it. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Rebels, and we appreciate that. We'll take the gift. Again, I want to give a shout-out to Robert Anderson, our longtime sideline guy who was sidelined this year with open heart surgery. He's been a huge part of the Rebel fan base, and he's even given me some tips from home. I appreciate that, Robert. I know they're listening. He and Landon tonight had a medical thing out of town. Low snap. It's going to be handed off quickly, and the low snap will end up being right to the line of scrimmage. That was Justin Rashal in at quarterback that time, and Aiden Tate will check back in. Hakeem with the run, yeah.
Mix picked it up.
So 3rd, and they gave him a half yard on that, believe it or not. So 3rd and a half yard. Aiden back in. He's trying to get him to snap. That play right there was called for a false start on the pro level I saw last week. Great handoff.
He'll get the half yard, won't he?
And let me retract myself. That was Justin Rashal at quarterback, handed off to Aiden Tate, who got the first down. So Aiden picking up a couple of more yards, adding to his total, and that big first down is important. We mentioned to you that Justin Rashal would indeed be quarterbacking some to allow Aiden to run from the true running back position. 2 receivers up the top, 1 down at the bottom. Hand off to Aiden again on the right-hand side. Oh, the ball looked like it came loose, but no scrum for it. They're going to give him about a half-yard pickup. I don't know if that was the ball or a helmet.
Might have been a helmet.
Something just bounced up. So they give him about 6 inches on the run, 2nd, and then we'll leave it at 10. Same type little play there. He claps his hand and puts him forward, does Justin, trying to get the defense to jump. It worked once. Back to pass. Justin's looking downfield and just throws it away. It's going to be almost intercepted. Had one defender not tapped the ball, number 5 would have had the reception, the interception, I would say. It was kind of a spot play, trying to get the man downfield, trying to get it
double coverage.
to Kelmarian, but he was held up at the line and not able to even get close to where the ball came down. Phillips comes down to the bottom beside Landon Grimes. So good to have Landon Grimes back in the game. He was out a little bit injured, but I'm sure Micah Roberts has his own cleats this week.
Yeah, I think he got his own.
All right, back to pass. They're going to get it to Landon.
Nothing.
And he
didn't even catch it.
Are they going to say a fumble or are they going to say a no, incomplete?
Certainly that was a non-catch.
I think, they're saying incomplete. Incomplete.
Yeah.
There you go. Good call. Good call by the referee. We saw the same thing. He came down with the ball and started running with it, but never had true possession. So 4th and 10 coming up, and Pineville will be forced to punt. Did get a first down, but unable to carry it on after that. And the Rebels come out with a very odd-looking formation here.
Sure do.
Very odd-looking formation, trying to catch him off guard. Landon Grimes is back in the backfield. 21 goes in motion. Tranchina, he's going to line up on the left-hand side. And
now all come back.
Actually, that was Aiden Tate back there at quarterback. Now he'll line up at tight end on the left and bring Brennan Davis 5 seconds on the play clock. 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't think they got it off. They're going to throw it. They're going to throw it.
Oh, nobody's there.
And it's going to be intercepted.
That's more or less a punt.
They'll try to get him down at midfield. He's still on his feet and finally brought down from behind by Brennan Davis, who threw the pass. Ball will come back to the 40-yard line.
Well, where he caught it, it was almost like a punt.
It really was.
So there was not a lot of danger there. But he made a pretty good return, didn't he?
He really did.
At 20 yards.
He gets it back to the 40-yard line. It very, very well stated. Aiden Tate has 2 completions for 21 yards in the first quarter. 18 of those yards. All right, I'm going to come back to those stats in a minute. I need to get
Ruston
back to the field.
At the Pineville 40.
With 9:52 to go in the second quarter. Looking to pass downfield. He's got number 2 wide open, streaking into the end zone just over the fingertips as he had outpaced T.J. Edwards, had the receiver. The solo home run is what that would have been had it been completed.
Well, it looked like he was going to get it too, didn't he?
He's got a long ways to run to get back to the line of scrimmage. And I think he's just going to come off the field because that's too far to go.
Give me a break, coach.
That's right. Well, that will stop the clock with 9:42 to go in the second quarter. 21-0 the score here. That was the end of the first quarter score. Calling for the ball. The ball's on the ground. He picks up a friendly bounce, and there's a flag. Probably going to be a hold. And a completion, believe it or not, on the left-hand side. This is going to come back. He gets it down to the 28-yard line, enough for a first down, but this has got to come back.
Should be a hold.
I believe you're going to see a hold at the 50. They're going to say a hold at the 47 and then mark it 10 yards from there. So the ball came out of the quarterback's hand. It bounced right back into his hands, but then he's in a scrambling situation. The offensive line is, they're turned around, and I'm almost positive you're going to see a hold call here against Ruston. Referee needs to turn and look this way. He went to the visiting stands for a moment. 2 flags on the field, actually.
Maybe 2 holds, huh?
Well, there's the hold against Ruston. That's going to be declined. And then there's the personal foul against Ruston.
Maybe a face.
Well, he did the hands to hands, like the fist to fist. So I don't know. That's not a helmet. Is that a helmet to helmet? That's kind of an odd call for linemen. But nevertheless, it's going to be a 15-yard instead of a 10.
They're going to be all the way back to the
–
They're 35, 37. Ruston 37.
32.
Or 32.
Yeah. So it's second and a half mile to go. Second and 37. I saw a play the other day. It was 3rd and goal from the 7-yard it was 3rd and goal, but it was 97 yards. Come back to that one as well. Handoff in the backfield, juking and jiving and getting some yardage, brought down by Jacob Miranda along with T.J. Edwards, who comes up to combine for the hit. And it'll be about a 10-yard gain up to the 41, a 9-yard gain. So a 3rd down and 26 now.
Nathan, I got another update, 35-6, Ash, in the first quarter.
in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, we'll be facing off with Ouachita next week for our senior night. 3rd and 26 coming up. 3rd and 29 coming up. These numbers get so big, we need a math teacher from Pineville High School to help us out. Quarterback keeper, and he will get through the line and pick up about, he's still going.
Running to about the 45, Pineville 45.
Picks up 14 yards on the quarterback keeper, but they needed 29, so it's going to be 4th and 16. And quarterback comes off gimpy. Number 3 comes off limping a little bit. They bring in number 7, Sam Hartwell, that's sophomore quarterback, to take the 4th and 16 play. Play clock down at 14 now. Game clock at 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Back to pass. He's looking downfield. Little dump pass to 26. Somebody's got to get him and force the turnover. We do. The Rebels get the stop. And the man with the stop, Jacob Miranda, knocks him out of bounds 6 yards short of the first down. We'll call that a turnover on downs, and the defense forces the turnover at the 36-yard line.
That was a great stop. Little help with the penalties, but we'll take it.
We'll take it. And Jacob Miranda adding to his stats for the year. Such a fine young man. Enjoy talking with him and his family. I think he's got a younger brother that may be coming up playing ball soon. 1st and 10 for the Rebels from the 36-yard line. 7:52 to go in the second quarter. Rebels would really like to get on the scoreboard with this drive. Starting at the 36, handoff coming right back up the middle. Hakeem Mix bursts through, and he gets 9. Close to the first down.
Backed him up 1, so 2nd and 2. 2nd
and 2 is the call.
That was a great
snap.
run.
Back handoff again. Hakeem, who's going to bounce around and going to get to the line of scrimmage. And they definitely will give him forward motion, giving him 1. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Justin Rachel in at quarterback. Also on the field, Zach Tranchina nearby doing the blocking that he gets to do. I love seeing, again, Landon Grimes back on the field for the Rebels. 3rd and 1. It's going to be a handoff to Mix again on the right-hand side. He gets brought down short of the line of scrimmage. It'll be a 1-yard loss. It'll be 4th and 2. Somebody got penetration into the backfield. I am watching on the bench here. The quarterback is being stretched out and tended to. Number 3 for Ruston. Don't know how serious that injury is. But
we're going for it. 4th and 2.
That's what you want to see.
On our side of the field.
You got to know when to hold them. No fold here. It's going to be a pass out on the left-hand side and a first down. No, brought down short. Matt Edwards. I thought he was going to get around. It was a completion from Rachel to Edwards, but great defensive penetration by the defensive end over there, and a turnover on downs is committed by the Rebels. Ruston takes over at the Rebel 43-yard line. 6:31 to go. Scoreless so far in the second quarter, so all the points have been scored in the first quarter. Rebels yet to get on the scoreboard and hoping to do so before the half, but Ruston now back on offense.
6:31.
Yes, sir.
Time.
Different quarterback in as the Ruston starting quarterback still on the sideline being tended to, having his ankle re-wrapped. Handoff, no, back to pass. Number 7 looking way downfield. Is there anybody there? Great defensive play, but a reception is realized at the 7-yard line.
So you bring in a backup, and he throws the ball.
He slung it. T.J. Edwards there on the defensive stop, and I thought he was going to have the angle on the ball to knock it down, but instead it ends up being a huge play, 1st and goal from the 8.
36 yards.
Under center, number 7 turns around, hands it to the back, who slices into the end zone for the touchdown. $27-0 the score here at the 6:03 mark. The Rebels unable to stop the backup quarterback.
That wasn't even Hayes either, was it?
No, it wasn't. Wasn't that? Was that 26 again, or who was that with that?
There is a 26, Dylan Brooks.
And I heard Coach mention him earlier. All right, PAT on its way in a moment. It's up, and the kicking game is good for the Bearcats, who lead 28-0.
6:03.
6:03 to go, and let's come back with the Rebels receiving right after this.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Both heading for a head-on crash, huh?
Well, if things continue, exactly right. Next week, Ash, who is leading 35-6 in the second quarter against Ouachita, would go in undefeated in the final game of the season against Neville. I don't have a score update for them. We'll try to find that for you as we approach the halftime. 6:03 to go in the second quarter. Rebels down 28-0, but on offense again after this kick. And it's going to be fielded at the 19-yard line, coming around to the right-hand side and covering the ball. He'll get up to the 33, and a nice little decent return there for Ty Sanders, who's been very dependable in the return game. We call him the headhunter on defense as he plays that or that safety position, but he does defensive back rover, but he also gets a lot of returns for the Rebels. So he gets the ball out to the 31 where Justin and Aiden will take over in the backfield for the Rebels. You've got Kelmarian Phillips at the top along with Matt Edwards down by himself at the bottom, Landon Grimes. Aiden Tate in the backfield beside Justin Rachel, the quarterback. Calling for the ball, it gives it to Aiden, who spins in the backfield and now is going to be brought down for a pretty nice-sized loss. Looks like about 1,400 Bearcat players were in on that tackle. Almost the whole team, really. It was a good 7-8 Bearcats combined on that. So second and 15.
All you saw was red.
That's it. He tried to spin as he was going to the right-hand side, nothing there, and he just spun into a wall of Bearcats. Second and 15, clock continues to run at 5:30. Justin calls for the ball. It's on the ground, picks it up. He's scrambling to his left. Now he's got a man who's going to get caught after a short gain on the left-hand side. The defense didn't go anywhere. Matt Edwards picks up about 2 yards on the pass. But that means they'll give him 3, so 3rd and 12 coming up. You got to get something downfield. Matt Edwards and Kelmarian Phillips way up at the top. Landon Grimes at the bottom. Justin Rachel, the quarterback, with Aiden Tate. If you got any razzle-dazzle, this might be a good place to shake the dust off. Justin has the ball on the ground again. He is going to be sacked for a big loss. That's the second snap in a row that hits the ground.
Put us at the 21.
I think they've got him back to they're going to put him forward motion at the 21. He was brought down at the 15 or 16, but in the grass forward motion at the 16. So 4th and about 20. Definitely a punting situation for Brennan. Remember, we tried the fake last time. Brennan threw the pass and ended up being an interception.
They're not even looking like they're faking.
No, we're just going to line up.
We're just going to punt.
And hopefully get another favorable Brennan Davis roll. Appreciate Anderson Martin being on camera tonight. First time ever running the camera for us. So he's going to follow that ball down to the receiver who gets it at the 45-yard line on the run. And he's got a head of steam, a block in the back, no call, and a touchdown return.
Now, how did that referee not see the block in the back?
It was right in front of him. I mean, you and I both saw it, but 34-0 on the punt return from around the 45. He did catch the ball on the run.
He had a head of
steam,
didn't he?
And once he had that angle, it was just hard to catch up to him. So Ruston, I think, coming in with a little bit of an attitude tonight, having lost 2 games in a row, wanting to demonstrate that they think they
take
deserve.
It out on us.
They sure are. PAT on its way in a moment. Looking for the clock, which is off the scoreboard now. High snap, brought down, well placed, and it's good. 35-0 is your second quarter score with 3:41 to go. We will be back with Pineville receiving right after. Welcome back to Ruston. 35-0, the score for the Bearcats with the big lead and a big kickoff that's going to go into the end zone over the head of Kamarian Phillips. Rebels will start at the 20-yard line.
.341.
All right, a couple of other scores. That Ash score just gets me as well. I mean, Ouachita is not a bad team, but 35-6, they were up.
It was almost
the end of the
first quarter. Yeah.
At least we gave them until 3:41 of the second quarter for them to score 35. All right, 1st and 10 for the Rebels at the 20-yard line. 2 receivers at the bottom. Justin Rachel also at running back. It's going to be a handoff to him on the left-hand side, and a short gain as he keeps pushing the pile forward turns into a 5-yard gain for Aiden Tate.
You remember that Ash game, it was 21-0 before we saw the ball.
Exactly. Yeah, because they had the kickoff scored, then they did 2 onside kicks in a row. Offense had never seen the ball. We were down 21-0. 2nd and 5 for the Rebels, who take their time now, letting the call come in from the sidelines. Tranchina moves over to the left-hand side. Defensive line shifts that direction. Hand off to Aiden Tate on the right. He's got a little opening for himself, and he'll pick up another 2. So he'll get out to, they're going to say to the 28. It'll be 3rd and 2. And I will say Bearcats can close a gap in a hurry. It looked like he had a big opening around the right-hand side. Everybody had shifted to the left. He came to the right, but the Bearcat linebackers closed quickly. 3rd and 2 now. Got to convert and keep the ball. Let your defense get some oxygen. Calling for the ball. It's on the ground again. He's going to throw it. It's going to be a tipped ball. No, don't return it. Don't matter. It's a tipped ball. His hand was going forward, and the ball did hit a defender's hand in the air, so that ends up being a tipped pass. Thankfully, 4th and 2. And somehow, Kevin, I'm not sure what's happened there, but the ball has been on the ground several times on the snap.
Yeah, the last few snaps.
In the shotgun formation. So we do have what looks to be another punting situation for Brendan Davis. On 4th and 2. Ruston not playing it, not giving up anything. They got 10 men on the line, or at least in the box. And they're saying, they were telling the receiver, don't even try to get the ball. Just let it go wherever it goes. Clock did stop at 2:22. Brendan Davis has the nice snap in his direction. It's going to be a great punt.
A pretty punt.
Angling away from the receiver, and it's going to take another Pineville roll out of bounds at the 30, inside the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Might have hit a player.
Had it continued straight, it was making he really gets those favorable rolls.
Mm-hmm. Where did they mark it on
at the 38-yard line? Yep.
Okay.
So 2:13 to go in the second quarter. Defense has been on the field a lot here in this first half. We did mention in our pregame that a third quarter adjustment was going to be important, and we definitely need it for sure, being down 35-0 here in the first half. Again, these Bearcats, they won the state championship last year, and their last 2 losses have been by less than 8 points. It's a sweeper on the right-hand side caught in the backfield.
Yep.
And still pushing him backwards. Somebody needs to throw the whistle. They're only going to give him a 3-yard loss, but a great job of swarming to the ball by the defensive line and the linebackers brings up a 2nd and 13. Gerald Roy helped with that one, as did Tyrone Richardson. 2nd and 13, and from the snap, from the shotgun. Ooh. And a great job of closing by the headhunter himself, Ty Sanders. They got 4 yards. That's all they got.
He was lucky he held on to that ball.
He arrived a split second after the ball did, and Ty put a hit on him. 3rd and 9, man in motion to the right, has all the receivers on the right. They look in that way, and they find the man, and ball's on the ground. It's not, I didn't know if it was going to be a fumble, but no, it's going to be an incomplete.
They're going to say he didn't have it.
Yeah, they were going for the big tall guy there, number 6. He
is head and shoulders above everybody.
He could do a shampoo commercial. 4th and 9 coming up from the 39-yard line.
Man, I'd be feeding him the ball.
All right, so Ouachita has scored at the 7:53 mark. They're trailing 35-12, apparently unable to capitalize on the PATs. But still with a big lead, Ash over Ouachita with 7:53 to go in the first half. Here we are with 1:13 to go. Back going for it on 4th down. He's going all the way to the other end.
Oh, I thought we had an interception there.
We could have had, but it was actually better to not have an interception because now we'll get the ball at the Ruston 39-yard line.
That's true.
Had we intercepted the ball, we would have had the ball deep in our territory.
All the way back there.
Although we would like the interception still.
Sure.
But Rebels.
I forgot it was 4th down.
Yeah, Rebels' best field position of the contest. Next week is senior night back at DC Bill Bates Stadium, and it's going to be a great night to come out and support your seniors. They'll be recognizing the band seniors, the cheerleaders, pep squad, as well as the football seniors, and the cannon crews. So come out early next week. Pregame activities at 6:30. We'll start the stream around 6:45. The game will kick off at 7 with Ouachita traveling down for the final game of the regular season. And it's going to be a win it to be in it contest for the Rebels. Back to pass, looking downfield, Aiden Tate has a man try to get to him stretching out for the out-of-bounds catch and could not come up with it. I believe that was Phillips. He stretched out and just didn't quite get the ball. So 2nd and 10 stops the clock at 1:05. So now you have to do a little clock management, Kevin, with 1:05 to go at the 39-yard line.
Nice to put some points on the board here.
It would be terrific to go into the halftime having done that. We've moved the ball well on a couple of drives.
We're on our side of the field, so come on. On Ruston's, huh?
Correct. Looking for the play, Aiden Tate back in at quarterback. Hakeem Mix, the running back. It's going to be a handoff to Hakeem around the left. He finds a little bit of a hole and is going to get about 2 yards. Don't know if Rebels will burn a timeout here or not. They do not. They line straight back up for 2nd and 8. Clock continues to roll at 52 seconds. Taking time off the clock. We need to move the ball. 2 receivers up to the top. Landon Grimes by himself. Looking, he's got Justin Rachel open, and that's who he goes for, but he couldn't quite get to it. A lot of traffic around the 20-yard line as Aiden had to step around. Stops the clock with 36 seconds to go. And that'll bring up 4th and 8, and certainly you go for it at this place.
He must have pump faked.
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought he threw it.
I did too.
We've got a little bit of an angle. A lot of places we go to, they'll turn off a light in the press box. They do not do that here, so it creates a glare on the glass. 4th and 8 for the Rebels, who look to the sidelines for any adjustments to see if there's an audible play by Coach Bell, who is calling the offense this year for the Rebels, and has done a good job of doing that. He's a defensive-minded coach. He's calling the offense, and I think he's going to call a timeout. That's what he's going to do. So we'll take it as well. Rebels trail 35-0, but with the ball on 4th and 8 when we come back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. What Ace-Raters. If you need us, call Southern Air Cooling. Visit Southern Air now.
Welcome back to Ruston, where the Rebels have trailed throughout the contest so far, and at this point 35-0, but with an opportunity with 36 seconds to go in the first half, 4th and 8. This is one of those very important plays. Convert, and the drive stays alive. 2 timeouts remain for the Rebels. That was their first timeout of the second half. Bearcats have all 3 of those, although I doubt they'll need to use one. 4th and 8 coming up. Big rush put on. Going to be coming down to Landon Grimes. I thought there was a lot of contact, but they're going to say it was an interception for Ruston. And I really thought that the guy tied Landon up, but instead it'll be a turnover, almost as good as a punt, I guess. Ruston will take over at their own 15-yard line with 29 seconds to go at the 14. You can see that glare on the glass and that particular angle shot that we have here. Again, a big shout-out to Robert Anderson, who we're hoping to have with us next week in the studio. In the press box. If all works out well, it would be his first time to be able to join us back with Rebel Action. He's called in and given us some halftime updates. Not sure if we're going to get that this week or not. We'll check and see. All right, Ruston will down the ball to end the first half, and that will be your first half score, 35-0. Although they're still out there. Nobody took a timeout, did they?
No. Clock 11:10.
They really don't have to snap the ball. They don't have to snap the ball. I don't know why they're even lined up. I guess just to tell them they got to.
Make it official.
There we go. There's your halftime score, 35-0. Rebels trail, but can we get a halftime adjustment? Coach Bryant Bell will take his Rebels to the field house, and they'll see what adjustments they have in store. We will have some stats for you from Jordan Meisner, who will brings those to us at the end of each quarter, and Kevin Roberts and I will be back talking about what we think can make it work better in the second half. So there you have it. There's your first half score, 35-0. We'll be back with some more commentary after this.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Time for our red, white, cool summer event at Southern Air Heating and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payment until June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
All right, we welcome you back to Ruston High School, the home of the Bearcats, and I think that I may be being joined on the telephone line by Randy James. Randy, can you hear me? Hold on now. I'm trying to get this thing figured out. Randy, are you there? Okay. It looks like I can't hear him, but it shows me. Oh, no, hold on, Randy. Hold on. I'm fixing to fix it. All right, Randy, are you there?
I'm here.
Were you hearing me all that time?
Yes. Did you mute me again?
No, so I'm bringing you in via Bluetooth to our Roadcaster board, and unfortunately my phone was hooked up to my headset Bluetooth, and so you were hearing me through my headset, but I wasn't hearing you through the board. But once I changed the source, I've got you. So Randy O'Neill, the voice of Pineville Rebels, is at home with a touch of the flu, and we're glad you kept it with you and not here in Pineville, in Ruston, where normally you would love to be on the sidelines for an away game. Isn't that right?
Well, yeah, Nathan, when I'm not in the press box doing that Friday night duty, I like to travel with our Rebels and be on the sideline and coach and the coaching staff. They allow me down there to be a part of the staff down there. If it's doing anything from just keeping the guys' moods up to getting them behind that line that the officials are always yelling about. But yeah, so it's good to be able to see everything, courtesy of 446Sports and their sponsors. And my, oh my, I tell you, this is, we've seen these guys before, and look, I mean, Ruston, the Bearcats, they've been to the title game the last 2 years, and last year they pulled it off. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, It was against Zachary, who won it all 2 years ago over the Bearcats. But like you said, y'all were saying earlier, these guys lost 2 in a row, and of course, was a heartbreaker to them last week over at Ash. We knew these guys weren't going to lay down for us, but my goodness, it's just a tough start for our Rebels. But I'm like you guys. I mean, Coach Bell and that staff, I mean, they do whatever they can at halftime, and hopefully our guys can regroup.
Well, and that's one of the things that Coach Bell said to me at the game, or to you and me both, Wednesday night on the coaches show, was that one of the things that he feels like they've struggled with is halftime adjustments, and he is challenging his staff to come up with some halftime adjustments that would be meaningful. As we look back over their stats, third quarter has been Pineville's weakest quarter throughout the season, and this is a great opportunity to demonstrate that. Now, Ruston has 2 losses in a row, but get this, they lost to number 1 Neville 26-21 by 5 points. Then they lose to number 3 Alexandria. Now, I may have the numbers wrong on that, 40-36. So they've lost to 2 top 5 teams by a combined total of 9 points between those 2 teams. And this is no slouch. Ruston is no slouch. People say, they've lost 2 games. Well, yeah, they lost against 2 of the best teams in the state, and they still feel like they're in contention, and they are in contention for postseason play.
Absolutely, and Nathan, when you take teams like Ruston, Neville, who came up from 4A to arguably the toughest 5A district in the state of Louisiana, when you come into there and you don't skip a beat, and then the Ash Trojans, our neighbors across the river, I got to tip my hat to them.
Absolutely.
At this point in the year, and goodness, it pains me to say this, but I'd love to see them. If anybody's going to win it, I'd love it to be our neighbors. Our Rebels are the only Central Louisiana team to have ever won a state football championship. We're not there yet, but we talked about it on Wednesday night. We mentioned it. This is the toughest district in the state of Louisiana. And, as I mentioned to you Wednesday as well, people ask me during the week, is like, man, what's the deal? What's going on? Well, this is my 8th season, and, we've had inconsistency on the sideline. Right. We're building that. I truly believe we've got the right man at the helm, and I truly believe Coach Bell is putting together the right staff. Nathan, here's what we battle year in, year out, and it's in part due to that inconsistency prior to the Bryant Bell era. Kids in the Pineville area, parents are sending them to the schools that have experienced more success. And I just wish we could instill into those parents and into those kids. I'll use the fishbowl scenario. Do you want to be a small fish in a big pond, or would you rather be a big fish in a small pond? Yeah, we're a 5A school, but right now we're the small pond. And if we can keep those kids coming on up and get them in a Pineville Rebels uniform, those one or two kids that go elsewhere, they could be the spark. And I know it's early, it's late in the season, so maybe not. It's not too early to start looking towards the future.
Absolutely.
We got to get this one. We got to get this one. We've got senior night next Friday, always a special night at DC Bill Bates Stadium. But we've got Ouachita coming in, and, you know, there's a shot right there. Our biggest thing here right now, because our power ranking, if we'd have gone into the playoffs tonight, we may have had a home playoff game. If we can get some points on the board against Ruston and we can get a solid performance next Friday, pull out a win, who knows? You know, we get in there, but boy, if we could get a home playoff game, that could be just the juice we need, you know, postseason, but for sure going into next season. We got some great kids coming up. We've got a great nucleus, but man, oh man, I want so bad for these seniors and for Coach Bell and that staff to, you know, to finish up the season on a high note. And, of course, like you mentioned, the billboard material
right
from the newspaper up there. And, you know, we, you know, at some point we want people to be saying like, oh, the Rebels are coming. And no, we want people to be saying like, uh-oh,
that's right,
the Rebels are coming.
Well,
and, you know.
Well, Randy, you know, we talk about the playoffs, and we're playing a team who in the non-select classification of Division I is ranked number 2 in the state, second only to Neville. Literally ranked number 2 above Central Baton Rouge, above Zachary, above Airline, above Mandeville. I mean, this is a team that's going to have a bye the first week of the playoffs. So don't be surprised to see this score the way it is. But what's critically important is next week, as you mentioned, the playoff game against Ouachita will have a determination of whether we're in the playoffs or not. And as the billboard material you mentioned, the Ruston leader said, Pineville has not won a conference game since 2014. If we can get our first win, our first conference win in 10 years, we will be in the playoffs next week, and we could do it against Ouachita at home.
Yeah, that could happen. And, you know, and depending on, you know, I believe we're going into tonight's game. I think we were around number 21, which is great. You know, I was looking last year for a little revenge motivation there. You know, one win in that 5-game stretch could have put us in the playoffs against Tioga.
That's right.
You know, and who knows, with the way they played last night, you know, if we get in there, it could be that very same scenario, possibly. And what would be great is if we're at home and they come to our house, we know we can play with them.
That's right.
And, you know, but I say this too, any given Friday night and when I'm on the sideline with our Rebels on away games, one of the key things I keep putting in their ear is why not us?
That's right.
Why not us? keep fighting. And that's a testament to our program. They don't stop. And, when you cross that field at the end of the game, shaking the opposing team's hand, for the most part, those opposing players and those coaching staffs are coming across that field saying, keep up the work.
That's right.
Keep up the work.
And the work is evident.
They want, because we are the toughest district in the state, the most powerful, despite the billboard material, those schools want Pineville High to be successful. That sounds a little odd, but they want to play the best. They're at the top of the heap because that's how they play. And when they face us, they want an all-out game.
Randy, you've talked a lot about bringing those kids up from the junior high and keeping them in the system. And let me just mention a couple of names to you right now. Kelmarian Phillips, a sophomore. Carter Smith, a sophomore. Now, he's out with an injury, but he was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, a sophomore. TJ Edwards, a sophomore. I keep running down the list here. Some other ones who've made contributions so far. Hakeem Mix is a junior. Micah Roberts, a sophomore. Gerald Roy, a sophomore. These guys are out there as starters as sophomores. Young team, but we got them to stay home, and if we can continue that momentum with the junior high, there's nothing but bright days ahead.
You're absolutely right, and I've been 8 years with our Rebels now, and 6 with Pineville Junior High. Those young men you've mentioned, I got to see on Tuesday and Thursday nights with Pineville Junior High, and it was in the back of my mind. Please stay home. Please stay home. They did, and they are difference makers, and they will be difference makers, and that's my pitch. I'm not a coach. I'm on the staff, but I'm not a coach. I can make this pitch. Keep your kids at home in a Pineville uniform, and you never know what could happen. They could be a difference maker. You mentioned Carter Smith. Carter came out of nowhere for us, and with the offense that we began the season with, I don't want to say things would be totally different now, but I think in the back of my mind, had Carter not gone down, what if?
No doubt.
Because you have the Beast Unleashed, Aiden Tate, Hakeem the Dream Mix, just to name a few. When you've got that complete offense, it's yours to win. But speaking about those latter guys, they're not giving up.
No.
Parker Rachel, he's not giving up. And, great to see Landon Grimes back out on the
Absolutely.
field tonight. And here's the thing. Whatever Coach Bell and that staff ask these young men to do, they do it. No questions asked. They get out there, they fight, and they don't stop until that whistle blows. And that's a testament to what I've been. You're a preacher, I'm gonna preach it.
Preach on, brother.
I keep saying something special is happening on Rebel Hill. We've got the school behind us. We got the student body and the other athletic teams at Pineville High behind us. The community, they're getting there, and we need to keep those families and those Pineville kids coming up to stay home. Put that Rebels uniform on, and let's keep this train rolling.
That's right.
Because we ain't going backwards.
Randy O'Neill, a.k.a. Randy James, the voice of the Pineville Rebels, who calls for that Rebel spirit on the home games on Friday night.
Got Rebel spirit out there.
Boom, baby, boom. I love it, Randy. Look forward to being with you next week. We've got the Wednesday night coaches show. Thank you for helping me out this past week at the show. And
My pleasure.
This Friday,
My pleasure.
I can't wait to hear you again loud and proud at DC Bill Bates Stadium.
Yes, indeed, guys. Let's go out there. Let's get some points on the board this half.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Randy James. Randy O'Neill, the voice of the Pineville Rebels, joining us from the house. Get better, my brother. Get better soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Randy. We're going to take a little quick break, and when we come back, we'll have some stats for you from the first half and a foretaste of what's to come in the second. Stick around for more Rebel Football on 446 Sports.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared.
Nick took on a burger, Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy, and speaking of spirits, Lori even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah, head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Welcome back. The kickoff in the second half is underway, and it's going to go back into the end zone for a touchback. The Rebels will start at their own 20-yard line to start the second half on offense. Kevin, adjustments are needed. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I keep saying I wish we could bounce it out, the running back, let Hakeem get on the outside. I don't know, we just keep going right up the middle, and it just doesn't seem to – I mean, we'll get a run every now and then, but
well, we've definitely
try something different.
Seen something good when they had Aiden Tate rolling out as well, throwing the ball. So that may be an adjustment that can be made here. We're starting out the second half. They're going to bring Zach to the sideline instead of him blocking. 1, 2, 3 receivers up at the top, one at the bottom. Aiden Tate back at quarterback. No, it's Justin Rachel who's going to hand it to Hakeem. I also see out there number 36, who I think, Anderson, you told me that is one of the freshmen. Is that right, Anderson? Number 36 on the bottom here.
2 on that run up the middle.
We don't have a 36 on our roster, but a 2-yard gain for the Rebels gives us 2nd and 8.
I think that's Preston. I don't know his last name.
Okay. Thank you, Anderson. I brought your mic up to hear what you had to say. He's like, don't put me on, Dad. All right, Hakeem Mix, running back with Justin Rachel. They're going to bring Phillips in motion over to the near side, let him get set. Now Rachel calls for the ball. He's going to hand it off. I'm not sure if I saw a flag on the far side or not. It's going to be a short gain of
Maybe
1 for the Rebels. So, all right, you said you see a flag? Okay, it is right at the 20-yard line. So I don't know what the call is going to be. That's a location where a flag is often a procedure call against the offense. They're going to say false or a procedure call against the Rebels, and that's going to mark them back 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and 7, it'll be 2nd and 13. Gives you a couple more tries to get those yards. It'll mark the Rebels back to it was at the 22, so if they're going to give them 5. Oh, wait, I think Ruston is declining. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Okay, that's an understandable call there for Ruston. Don't give them 2 plays, just make them do it 1. Rebels don't have very many big plays yet in this contest. They're going to do the pass out to Landon Grimes, a little wide receiver screen, but they
yards.
just fell all over him, and there was nowhere to go. It'll be a 2-yard loss, and Rebels will have to punt. At the end of the first possession, and I've got to get over to that scoreboard and make sure it shows the third quarter. Sorry about that. 35-0 in the third quarter. 4th and 9, Rebels will punt Brennan Davis, competing for Rebel Player of the Game, as he has been so consistent this year, even whether the snaps are high or whatever he's had to do with it. He does have one interception on a fake. There's the punt again. Not a lot of hang time, but a fair catch called at the 46-yard line of the Rebels. Rebels were there to defend. Fair catch. That time he didn't get to catch it on the run.
Well, I was looking to see if Brennan was a sophomore or junior. He's a senior, huh?
Got a halftime score for you. Neville 20, West Monroe 7 at the half. And so that lets you know Neville trying to keep their unbeaten streak alive and setting up a match between the unbeatens next week when Neville and Ash face each other.
All right, so Ruston from the 46.
That's right. 10:03 to go in the third quarter. Flag near side, running up the middle. Brought down after a 5-6 yard gain, but the flag may negate that. That flag from that procedure location. All right, so we do have a procedure call by the referee. It'll be replay first down. It'll be 1st and 15. I want to try to get some other stats for you when I can. Grateful for Jordan Meisner providing those, and Robert Anderson letting us know that he knows the score is not nice and Ruston's pretty good. That's pretty much the commentary that we need right now. It's accurate. 1st and 15 for Ruston, back on their side of the 50-yard line. Handoff deep in the backfield. High stepping, and they're off to the races. Nobody's going to touch 26. Dylan Brooks, a senior, scores on a 51-yard run, and Ruston goes up 41-0. And pending the extra point.
Did not take long.
Is that a 2-play drive, 3-play drive when you count the penalty?
I might have missed one, but two or three.
Getting ready to text the score over to the rest of our 446 family. We have a little score chat that we share scores with each other. PAT is up. The kick is good. Ruston leads 42-0. Rebels looking for an answer. See if they can find it when we come back after this break.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And once again, Randy James told me to unmute myself when I was supposed to, and I didn't until just now. Thank you, Randy. Oh, goodness. All that great commentary down the tray. All right, handoff 27 in the backfield. He picks up about 3. I think it was around the same time last week where I left it muted during a little possession there. At least you got to watch it. But,
Randy, he's got his hands full. He's babysitting me and Anderson. So
I'm so glad Randy came on and did a great halftime show with us.
Did.
That was phenomenal information. But 2nd and 7 for Ruston, who leads 42-0. As we mentioned, we've got the running clock, so we're down to 2:42 in the third quarter. And I think the rule is something like a 41-point lead in the third quarter or somewhere around there. So maybe somebody can let me know about that.
What's that, with the running clock?
When the clock starts to run, yeah. It will not stop on change of possession. All right, caught at the line of scrimmage, then trying to bust it out. He picked up 3, and then he'll be brought down.
He will not
be brought down. 3-yard gain. I'm still impressed. The next week that we have
somebody down.
Pineville Rebel on the floor, on the field, on the marker there, and we're going to give them a chance to tend to him, and we'll be back right after this.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
First and 10 from the 45 for Ruston. Straight ahead drive and picks up almost 10. There's a helmet down, but another Pineville player is on the ground. We'll stay wide on this. That's going to be Caden Melder, who gets up quickly, and he'll have to check that. That was 62, Tyrene Richardson. He'll have to run off. Got his bell rung there, but that Gerald Roy, as we mentioned a while ago, the player that was down for a while, got up under his own steam and made his way off the field. So glad to see. You like seeing them get up under their own energy and get up off the field. 2nd and 1 for Ruston. 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Ruston under center, number 7 quarterback, hands off, caught in the backfield by a diving number 8. Yeah, that was Brennan Davis, our punter, who got in there on the stop. So not sure if we'll get a playoff here in the end of the third quarter or not, or if we'll have the third quarter break. I think that they may let the clock run down and take that third quarter break. After 3 quarters, 42-0, Ruston Bearcats have dominated. Pineville would still like to get on the scoreboard, though, to get the goose egg off. We'll see if it happens in the fourth quarter, which will happen right after this. All right, we're at the fourth quarter start here for the Rebels, who trail 42-0 and trying to find some way, some spark of sunshine as they continue to be on defense. 3rd and 1 coming up for Ruston. As a secondary quarterback under center, crouches down, butt on the ground. That's number 8 quarterback. And the runner is going to pick up enough for the first down plus some. I think that, they got a bunch of new guys in there now, that may be 15. Brighton Carr with the run. So Ruston continuing to pile up some yards, and Pineville has another player down, Jacob Miranda. Not sure if we're having some cramping issues. He's holding his right leg, and so let's give him space as we will check on him right after this.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Jacob Miranda makes his way off the field under his own power after getting that right leg looked at. You see he got a slight gimp, but not much. This young man is tough as nails. Senior defensive back Jacob Miranda, one of my favorite players. 1st and 10 for the Ruston Bearcats. Straight ahead run.
Well, that's a powerful play they run, that handoff to that first fullback, I guess, or.
And the line just moved. It looks like a rugby scrum.
It does.
And it just moves. It went 5 yards. And
our defense is getting weary.
You can tell. Yeah, this has just been a long game. They've been on the field a lot, an awful lot. All right, 2nd and 5 coming up. 10:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Under center, number 8, the new quarterback in for Ruston. He'll turn around, give it to the fullback. He bounces it to the outside 27, gets some pursuit, and evades a tackler, evades 2 tacklers, but the third one comes up, and they'll finally bring him down after the first down around the 15, 16-yard line. They get him to the 15, 1st and 10.
So that's their 3rd quarterback, huh?
That is. Number 8. Let's see if I can get you, you do some play-by-play while I look at some stats.
He's the one that going low.
Right. Yeah, he crouches down with his butt on the ground just about.
They're on the, 15?
Ruston's had 16 first downs. Pineville's had 5.
Right, goes low, comes out, hands the ball to the first guy. And he is still moving down to about the 1-yard line. 2-yard line? 3-yard line. It's hard to see from here.
Yeah, the angle is really tough to see. They're marking him at the 3. It will be 1st and goal from inside the 5. And Ruston showing depth here. You're playing a big team when the roster is 3 columns. That's what we had last week against against West Monroe, and this week against Ruston. First and goal. Go ahead, Kevin.
We're playing third-string quarterback. And he hands the ball to the up back, but he is stopped. Let's see where they'll mark him.
They give him a yard loss. Back to the 4.
Way to go, Rebels.
So that time we'll get to say a host of Rebels combined on the stop. And it would be a pride factor here if the Rebels could stop them from punching it in. Even if you sacrificed and gave up the field goal, it would be a pretty big, emotional win for the Rebels. Second and goal from the 4. I don't think there's any question what they're going to do.
They're going to run the ball.
Quarterback crouches down so low that the rag on his back pants it's a toss play.
Ooh.
And he does
almost
get in.
hit in the backfield, but touchdown. What number is that, Anderson?
Number 18, I think.
18. Dalen Powell. He's a running back, defensive back. 9th grader.
Check that out. 6'0", 175-pound 9th grader. He's still got some growing to do.
Ruston man running off the field, waiting on the kick. Well, he's 7 for 7. Ruston 49, Pineville 0. 7 minutes, 36.
And counting.
And counting.
Thankfully. We'll be back right after this. Ruston set to kick off after scoring 7 touchdowns and 7 perfect point-after kicks. Gives them 7 times 7 is 49. Here comes the kickoff from the 40, and it's going to be a poocher this time. Calling for the fair catch was number 20, Jaden Clark, and that's the kind of play you like to see, a heads-up play. We gave up a couple of those earlier in the season, but good coaching has taken place, and that will not be surrendered here at this late season point in the season.
I'm surprised they did that.
I am too, because they've had some deep kicks each time. But they scouted us to see. We've given up about 4 onside kicks this season. That's been the bane of our existence. 1st and 10 for the Rebels. 2 receivers up at the top, 1 down at the bottom. Justin Rachel hands off. Collar. Looked like a horse collar tackle. No flag. Gets 1 yard. And I'm still perplexed by Aiden. Don't know if he got injured or if they're just resting him up for next week or what the deal is. But Justin Rachel playing throughout the second half here. We got a new running back in, number 24. That's not 24. That's 20, Nathan. Jaden Clark.
Jaden Clark.
I started to say, that's not Jocko Lee. He's a little squattier than Jocko. All right, so now Jaden Clark. A helmet off and needs to just staying on his feet. Jaden Clark gets the first down.
Well, hey, tell me where that play went to.
Oh, outside, just like you had said. Just like you had said, and I know you're glad they listened to you.
Yeah. Might have been no, it wasn't our biggest play, but it was
one of the more successful. Defender has to come off as he lost his helmet. 1st and 10 on the Ruston side of the 50-yard line from the 49. Justin Rachel calls for it. Gives it Jaden Clark again on the right-hand side. He'll have another first down, this time going right. Got 1 going left, gets 1 going right. So Rebels wanting to get some points.
It's a little gimpy. Jaden Clark.
Okay. Yeah, I see that now. He's had 2 big runs. He'll have about 24, 25 yards on 2 runs so far.
He's going to play through it.
They give it to Jaden again, and he stops and pops. This time, nowhere to go. It'll be a no-gain run. 2nd and 10 coming up. Menard trailing 28-7 at Church Point versus Church Point. They needed that one. I haven't gotten an Ash score in a while. 2nd and 10 coming up. 3:50 to go in this 4th quarter. Rebels moving the ball well. Jaden Clark switches over to the right-hand side, and I think that is – looks like Jaden's going to get the ball hit in the backfield, and they'll have a 1-yard loss. They brought in Dusty Russell to block where Zach Tranchina normally is. Dusty Russell is listed as a defensive lineman, but he's in there blocking on that tight end blocker situation. Also in the game, Aiden Cannon, number 42, down at the bottom. Will Robertson, number 43, up at the top. So Coach Bell giving his underclassmen a little chance to get some experience as they look to the far side looking for the play to be called in. We're coming up on 3 minutes to go in the contest. Rachel calls for the ball. He's going to scramble now. He's being pursued, looking downfield. He'll throw the ball away. It did get past the line of scrimmage, so no intentional grounding. 4th and 12 coming up, and again, the clock will not stop as the running clock rule is in effect. So 4th and 12, Rebel offense stays on the field and have an opportunity. They want to score, but 4th and 12, you really want to convert at this point. Rachel calls for the ball. He's got a bunch of folks all and a huge tackle.
Did he hold on to the ball?
Incomplete. I think he had the wind knocked out of him. But look at him pop up. Jaden Clark.
He got upended, didn't he?
He did. He went down. I mean, what's the opposite of a belly flop, a back flop?
Yeah.
He landed perfectly flat, supine, and I thought it would have knocked the wind out of him, but he popped up after a couple of seconds.
He dropped at least probably 6 feet.
Man.
On his back.
So the Rebels will turn the ball over. 1:47 to go in the contest. And Ruston, I believe, could run out the clock. We'll see what kind of, if they do a victory formation.
Let's pray they do.
They could take a lot more time. Hey, straight ahead handoff. And a Rebel defender gets in there and says, LaMarcus Thurs. We have not heard from LaMarcus tonight. That's the first time I have seen LaMarcus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's the first time we've called his name for sure.
And he is such a great defender. So I don't know if he hasn't been out there or if he just has been marginalized and they've run away from him. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He usually has about 8 or 9.
He really normally does.
Tackles a game.
All right, straight ahead handoff once again. And keeping the ball with it, number 19, as a flag. Probably maybe a face mask in that situation. Clock will not stop. They're going to bring it back. No, they're going to push the way back at the 43. Yeah, that's holding against Ruston. And there really is no reason to play another down as there's 30 seconds on the play clock, on the game clock, and 40 seconds on the play clock. So they really do not even have to hike the ball.
Down to 20 seconds.
Waiting to see. That's it. They're going to line up for the greetings. So 49-0. Final score, Ruston defeats Pineville, who's unable to get the goose egg off the board. And that final happy score for the homecoming team here, the Bearcats of Ruston, who get to celebrate homecoming with this victory, getting the sour taste of 2 losses in a row out of their mouth. Ruston will now go on to have a contest next week I believe they will be playing, let's see, we're playing Ouachita. Neville and Ash are playing each other. So that leaves, as I look at the
West Monroe.
West Monroe. So they'll be playing West Monroe.
Well, that Neville-Ash game is
that's going to be the contest.
Wow.
I mean, everybody around the state will be watching 446 Sports next week for that contest. And I don't remember if it's at Ash or if it's at Neville. So I tell you what, I know I can find that out. Give me just a second, and I will get you that information as I.
Well, they need to be watching 446 Pineville versus Ouachita.
That's right. That's right. Westwood.
Listening to the other.
We will be watching that. Okay, so Neville will be coming to Alexandria Senior High School. That will be a contest. And, of course, Ouachita will be traveling to Pineville next week. And then, as you wisely pointed out, West Monroe will be hosting Ruston. So Ruston will close out against West Monroe. And all of these games have significant playoff implications. Pineville, I don't know that we expected to win tonight. We certainly expected to have a good showing. We have some flashes of things to cheer over, but we also had some sputters. And I know coaches will be looking at game film. They watch our film as well to see the pacing of the game. And I know that they'll see some things that they want to adjust against Ouachita, who last I heard was trailing
42-12.
Yeah,
was it more?
The last score I had was 42-12. So Ash should be cruising to the victory, and so that'll be a big game. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to wait for a couple of stats. Jordan Meisner will be providing those to us, and we'll take a time out for the commercials. We'll come back with those final stats right after this.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight? We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait. I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby,
Well, we welcome you back where it's not really a first down, but not sure how I did that one right there. Make sure that gets turned off. But Pineville Rebels will be making the long trip home with the disappointing outcome. 49-0 is the final score. I'm going to try to get over there and show you that big, beautiful Jumbotron that Ruston has here. And I'm not sure, it was said to us that we may have a Jumbotron next week, Kevin, so I'm not sure if we'll have that or not. I know the posts were in place and a lot of the equipment was in place, but it would be nice to have for senior night. Before we talk about senior night, let's run down some of the stats for you here in the final. So when you look at the difference in the tape, Ruston had 20 first downs, rushed for 241 yards, passed for 181 yards, so a very complete game. Pineville, 7 first downs, 67 rushing yards, and 26 receiving yards. So, unfortunately, not even breaking 100 yards on combined offense. So, the offense was stymied by this ferocious Bearcat defense. And, again,
they were quick to the ball, they really and every tackle had 4 or 5 guys on them.
2 interceptions did Pineville throw, and 3 of 14 on first down conversions, 1 of 4 on fourth down conversions. Ruston only had to go for it 4 times on third down conversions, so they were 2 of 4. Fortunately, Pineville stopped them on both of their fourth down conversions, so that was a big deal there. As we look at some of the leaders, the rushing leaders for Ruston, Dylan Brooks, number 26, had 102 yards, and he really got most of those in the second half. Jordan Hayes, the big man we were expecting to get more yards, got 66 on the night. Outley had 28. Jeremiah Freeman had 18. And on the receiving side, they only had 2 receivers. two quarterbacks. Josh Brantley, number 3, was 6 of 8 for 135 yards before being injured and coming out. And his substitute, Sam Hartwell, 4 of 6 for 46 yards. And then their receiving, they had 6 different players receiving at least 1 pass, so they've distributed it well all over the place. Pineville, rushing leaders, Hakeem Mix, 18 for 38 yards. Jaden Clark, 6 for 27 yards. Aiden Tate, 7 rushes for 10 yards. And, of course, several of those were from the quarterback, where that's not always the best place to run. Justin Rachel.
He was not in the game a lot for the second half
at all, not really at all.
What was up with that?
In the passing, he was 2 of 9 for 21 yards. Rachel, 4 of 11 for 5 yards. And Brennan Davis, obviously, we had that fake field goal, and that was an incompletion there. On the receiving end, we did have 5 receivers receive. Matt Edwards had 2 for 2 yards, but Landon Grimes only had 1 reception, and that was a negative 2 yards there. Hakeem Mix had 11 yards on 1 reception, 10 yards for Kilmarian Phillips on 1 reception. Garrett Jackson had the 1 for 5. On the defensive side of the thing, there was a lot of tackles spread around. LaMarcus Thurs had 2. We only called his name once. Bryant Dearborn had 4. We did see Brennan Davis and Jacob Miranda both picking up 7. Big numbers for them. Ty Sanders had 2, and as did Gerald Roy. But you notice that several of those players had injuries. So the big question will be next week, will those injuries be recoverable for the Rebels? Will we have a strong Aiden Tate? Will the original starting quarterback for the year, Carter Smith, be back for the final game of the season? Lots of questions, and we'll be talking about those Wednesday night at the Quibido's Coaches Show, Coach Bryant Bell Show, Wednesday night at 5:30. It's senior night. We want to encourage you to come out Wednesday night. I know it's a church night for a lot of folks, but we get you out of there by 6:15, so you can get on to church if you start at 6:30. If church starts at 6, just and tell them you're sorry. You'll be a little bit late. What time does church
get a
start at
pastor's
Trinity?
excuse. Huh?
Yeah, what time does Trinity start at church?
Oh, we start eating at 5 and have our classes at 6. So they'd have to.
So they'd be missing
have a pastor excuse or something.
Well, I know a pastor over at Trinity they might could talk to, but nevertheless, we'll be doing Coach's show at 5:30 on Wednesday, and we're going to have a very special guest. Senior mom Vanessa Sanders is going to be on the microphone. She doesn't fully agree with that yet, but I've committed her to it. So
hey, she's one of the biggest fans we got.
And she's out there. I guarantee you, she's out there feeding the kids right now. That's what she does every home game, every road game. And I can't count how many hundreds of burgers.
Fun to watch and listen to her. If you're sitting in the
stands.
She's
a commander. Oh, yeah. Boy, is she not a fan? She knows some stuff about football. In fact, last week I made the comment to Coach Bell that she knows more than me as a commentator. He said she may know more than me as a coach. So, wow. Very great. We'll look forward to talking to her Wednesday night at the Bryant Bell Show. So encourage everyone to come out for that great evening at 5:30 out at Quibidos. All right, folks, we'll be talking to you. Be watching Facebook for the Player of the Week and the Lineman of the Week and the Play of the Week. All that will be coming up on 446 Sports Facebook page. For Kevin Roberts, Anderson Martin, I'm Nathan Martin. Thanks for being a part of tonight's road show up in Ruston. We look forward to being back with you at home next week. Good night, everybody.